Hello friends, what I'm working on today, I figured I'd share with you guys. For those of you that are interested, I got involved with an app called Stage Traxx 3. It's not new. It's been around for a little while. There's probably a whole host of videos on YouTube covering this app, so I'm not covering the app just to cover the app. I'm just sharing with you what I'm up to. That's all. So simple as that. So let me open up a screen share here so you guys can follow. This video is also for my good friend Tom, who is going to be using this app as well. So what I'm basically going to be doing is showing you how I'm setting up my tracks to set up backing tracks, just so I can practice. Because for hereafter music, I haven't played in a long time, so I wanted to kind of get back to that. All right, so now I'm screen sharing. Here we go. It's always fun because it involves more editing in the long haul. All right, so as you can see here, I've dumped down stems of all the Hereafter albums. I even have a little folder for covers if I get bored and I want to play, like, I don't know, something else. I think the only one I put in here so far was that Faith No More song I covered on the YouTube channel. All right, so what I basically do is I'll go into Logic Pro, as you can see right here. I set up a template, which you don't have to do, but I set up a template for to give myself a pre-click, so when the song kicks in, I'll just have like a 4 count, and then I'll know when to start playing. So what I do is I'll go to my stems, which I generally use I have 2 monitors. I use the other monitor for this because I can't see. But for now, because I want to screen share, I'll just make this a little smaller. And I'm on behind these walls. I've pretty much dumped down, burn it down, imagination, beginning of the end, the lies that we embrace, and time, but I have to fix time because I was at the beginning process and I didn't do a very good job with the pre-clicks, so the little 4 counts. So I'm going to do behind these walls. I did behind these walls, I did Daybreak, and I'll go alphabetical. So I'll do Deliverance now. So all I do is I take the drum track, I drag it into this Logic file I have open here. Okay, it'll load the drums, then I'll load the bass. Like, this is not necessary. You don't have to do this if you have all your stems set up already. My issue was when I recorded the albums, I did not do a very good job of adding pre-click, like a 4-click before the track starts. I just, when I record in Logic, I usually start right on 1, and which, it's not the wrong thing to do, but when you want to do something like this, you can't add 4 beats before if you have everything all set up with tempo changes and time signature changes. Just messes the whole thing up. So what I did was I dumped down each track as a stem. I put them in these folders, and now I'm just going into Logic and I'm literally just dragging them in as stereo audio files, so there's no effects or anything like that. So the dump down is really quick, and I just create tracks for each. I have a drum track, a bass track, a guitar track, and this is a simple song. There's only a vocal track, so it's just 4 different parts. Hereafter, when it was created, was basically a 3-piece band. So we had a bass player, Tom, myself playing guitars, and Jerry playing drums. So that was it. So when you look at the recordings, there's not a lot of tracks going on. I did add stuff in recording, in studio. I added like some background guitar stuff. Tom always sang harmonies. I added like some keyboard parts here and there. So yeah, anyways. So here we go. So I got the tracks all set up. If I hit play, you'll notice, very loud, you'll notice that let me turn the volume down. The tempo is not correct. So what I did some homework. When I was dumping down all the stems, I went into each track and I took note of all the time signatures and the tempos, so that I can go into here and adjust the tempo so the clicks line up to the song. So this is Deliverance. This one is at 130 beats per minute, and that should be good. So now it should 2, 3, 4, down, down, down. All right. So if by chance the song doesn't start on the correct beat for some reason, like if there was space before the track, which has happened, I'll usually just clip it off and then start it on the second measure. Sometimes if a song is fast, I'll give 2 measures so that I have enough time to be ready to play. And usually, like in a live situation, what you'll do is if you have in-ear monitors, you'll put the click track on the left side or the right side, doesn't matter, and then the stereo tracks on the other side. So I generally do stereo tracks on the left because left is mono, and then I do the click track on the right side. And then you just have a splitter plug and you plug the left side into your speakers, which I have right behind me right there. And then you plug the right side into your in-ear monitor system. So all you hear is the click and nobody else hears the click. So that's the trick. However, I'm just practicing in my little room here, so I'm not really going to be performing this as backing tracks live anywhere. So this is just for me to practice. So I don't need to do left and right. You can do that in Stage Traxx actually anyway. So, all right. So I'm all set. So what I like to do is get a brief mix, even though these stems were dumped down. The guitars are always really loud. They weren't loud in the original recordings, but the stems, for some reason, they're super loud. I like the bass to be a little bit higher because when I'm playing along, I'm playing the guitar, so I don't need the guitar track. I'm dumping it down anyway because I'm going to share these with Tom so that Tom can add them to his Stage Traxx and he can practice his bass parts. So this is what happens when you live all over the country. So Tom lives somewhere else. So, but we do get together every now and then. When we get together, we'll be fresh and ready to play. So I'm going to just check the levels of the vocals. Okay, that's not bad. And that's pretty much it. And if I have like a harmony vocal, I usually pump that one up a little bit too, because again, I'm going to be singing live and playing guitar, so I want to have something to perform with. And then the other thing I always do is clip off the end or move it around, adjust it, because all my songs are different lengths. And I just adjust it so that it ends with the song. Otherwise, you'll have a lot of space at the end, and you don't want that. So when I dump them down, I solo the tracks I'm going to dump down. I'm dumping down the drums, and I'm going to add the pre-click to each of the tracks. So I'll go down to dump it. I'll go into my folder behind these walls, and this one is Deliverance. I'm doing the drums first, so I click drums, so it changes here. I hit bounce. You'll see, just to double check, measure twice, cut once, same idea. Check this twice, and you won't have to do it again because I messed this up once before. Hit replace, and then you'll see it change in the folder over here. See, drums are gone, and as soon as it's done dumping, which is pretty quick, there's the drums. It's back. Okay, and then I literally just go down the line. I go to bass, dump. There's the bass, bounce, and go. So pretty simple, pretty straightforward. I do this with all of the tracks, and then when I'm done, I will go into Stage Traxx, and I will start putting the tracks in, and creating the song. And I have the lyrics in here too. And that's the other thing. I like to you have to do the lyrics as PDF files. So I'll open it. I'm on a Mac, so I'll open it in Pages. I might set it up differently, so I have 2 columns. So I just want to have all the lyrics on one sheet if possible. And I like having it open, even though I'm probably not going to read it, because I do kind of remember most of the words. But I like having it as a crutch, just in case I forget, because I'm old. I forget stuff. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. So this track is done bouncing. All right. And then what I'll do now is minimize this because I don't need it right now. Here's my stems. Here's the songs. So let's go to Stage Traxx. Let me just open this up so you can see it better. All right. So I have a bunch of my songs in here already. A couple other covers in here too. So Deliverance. What I'll do is create the track. Go to the plus. Create multi-track song. This is Deliverance. It's by Hereafter. Deliverance. Let's make sure I spelled it right, because, you know, that happens. All right, there it is. So it shows up. Click on the little eye, and then you get your little details here. I'm going to click on the tempo. You don't need to change the tempo here. I just like to do it so that if I'm on a quick thing, I can see what the tempo is. Configure them. So you go down to configure, not configure, configure multi-track playback. There's a little arrow, you click that, and then you'll have your 6 tracks. So this is the only downside to Stage Traxx 3. It's not that big of a downside because most songs you're going to put in here are not going to have more than 6 tracks, but you can only have 6 tracks. So this is with the paid version too. So the free version won't let you have more than 6 songs, I think. So the paid one, you can have as many songs as you want. You're limited to 6 tracks. So I dump in the drums first. Drums. Make sure it's the right song. Hit open, and there's my drums. I'll dump in the bass. I can still dump in the guitar, even though, so I'll do this just for this example. So I'll dump in the guitar and the vocals. So I don't typically add all of the tracks. I usually add the ones I'm going to play with, not the ones I'm already playing. So I play guitar and I sing, so I typically won't add the guitar tracks and the vocals. What I'll add are background vocals or harmonies, because I separate those. And I might add some, like if there's 2 lead parts, like a harmony, I'll add the 1 lead part and then I play the other one, so that it fills the song up. I never add the guitar rhythm, because if I'm playing in a live situation, it's just, we're a 3-piece, so if I go to do a guitar solo, all you're going to hear in the background is bass. So, and that's fine. It's just that's what it is. So that's why I like to practice it that way, because that's the way it's going to sound. So just as an example, so it's all done. And what's cool about Stage Traxx is if let's say, since I'm here, I'm going to play guitar and sing, I can mute those 2 tracks by clicking these buttons here. So you can hear a little bit of a mistake here in the dump. So when I originally dumped the bass track, apparently I had guitars going too. You can hear it. So I have to go back into the master track and fix that. Otherwise, when I try to play along with the song, you're going to get guitar. So I'm just trying to see if the vocals are in there too. Yep. So I did a bad job mixing the bass. So my fault. My fault. So guitar itself is fine. Vocals are fine. The bass, however, has everything, so my fault. So I gotta fix that. But yeah, so that's pretty much how you do it. And then I go back, I add the lyrics, I go down to PDF document. If it's in here, which is not yet, it's there, but it's a pages file, so I'm gonna open it in Pages. I like to center it, so I'll highlight it, click on the center, boop. You know, you can make it bigger too if you want. Like, I just kind of leave it alone, but because then you end up with 2 pages. But if you do want to make 2 columns, let's say it is a lot of words, you go to Layout, go to Columns, click 1, click at the 2. There you go. It's still a little weird with the title there, so you can move that down like that, make it look nice. There you go. Beautiful. Go to File. Go to Export to PDF. These best quality, because they're small files anyway. Make sure you change the folder to the correct song, which this one is Deliverance, not Daybreak. There we go. And export. Boom. As soon as it exports, I close that. I go back to this PDF, and there it is. Double click, and we got it. So then click Done. So the way it works is, if I'm playing Deliverance, I click this right here, and then if I click on here, which is where the you can see the wave, boop, it opens up full screen. You get the lyrics, and up here is your your sliders. So these are your tracks you can mute. You can adjust the volumes for each. You can adjust whether it's left or right. So yeah, everything's here. It's nice. And song properties, things like that. I don't need to do that, but you can. You can mess around with like the pitch and things like that. The song volume overall, the pan, like whether it's left or right. But that's for the whole entire thing. So yeah, and then you can build up your own little library of stuff to play. You can make your own playlist, which is really cool. I haven't done that yet, but right now I'm just in the process of loading all of my songs in here, and then I'll mess around with making playlists and stuff like that, just for fun. But yeah, so that's pretty much it. So now I have to go back and fix that bass track, so you don't need to watch that. So I'll come back to you guys with some more reviews. I want to review, I bought a PA system, a small one, and I also got a new acoustic guitar I'd like to share. This is a while ago, so I'm quiet about a lot of the stuff that I do. And I don't get any of this stuff for free. I have to buy it with my own money, so I'm not sponsored or any of that stuff. So everything I do because I'm doing it and I'm just sharing it with you. So I don't typically buy stuff to do YouTube videos. I get stuff that I'm going to use and I want to use, and then I say, you know what, I could probably make a video about this. So I pretty much do it the other way around. I got my son a new amplifier, so I'll probably do a little review on that as well, which is actually pretty cool. So I want to share that. Again, all of this equipment, I'm sure you can find videos for on YouTube, but I just wanted to do my own take on it because I like messing around with this stuff, and I love making videos. So thanks again for watching. I'll see you guys soon. Take care.